Chauvin found guilty on all counts in the murder of George Floyd, and that happened about 16 hours ago. This morning, we continue our complete coverage of the verdict and also reaction. And this is where we bring in Pastor Warren Stewart Junior He joins us live. Thank you so much for being here. We know you were watching. It was right around 2 o'clock yesterday, Arizona time. What was your initial reaction?
I was numb. I didn't really have a reaction. I was quite shocked that he was found guilty on all counts. So we were not expecting that, but I'm glad justice was served. But George Floyd is still not with us, so it's not fully served, and America is still on trial. So we have a lot of work to do.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting what we've always seen in America, that the American judicial system lets off murderers right in front of our eyes when we've seen it on video, but that did not happen. But I also believe he was a sacrifice. The whole system needs to be reformed.
Well, talking about that, I do want to talk about what you've posted on social media, and we'll talk about, we've had you on our show many times. We always enjoy hearing from you because I think you give so many people a different perspective, one that a lot of people were not aware of before what happened with George Floyd last May. But on social media, you posted this: justice was served today, but America is still on trial. Do you feel it's a first step towards change?
It's one small step, just like when America said we landed on the moon. It's one small step, but it's not a huge step. There's so many atrocities and things that have happened to Black people and people of color on American soil for centuries, and so this is one small step. Just imagine all the people who did not get justice, that were killed by the hands of police, and that we've never seen their videos. So it's a very small step.
Well, there are calls for more community policing, and we've seen a lot of that here in the Valley. Police reform, there are calls to defund the police. What do you think needs to be done, and especially so to gain trust?
Yes. Well, you defunding the police, I don't think people explain it enough, is you defund the funds that are allocated for more police weapons, for more police trainings, and you put those monies back into the community to empower it and enrich it. That's what defunding the police looks like. Abolishing the police means you eradicate that system, and the community polices their own constituents of who they live with in their neighborhoods.
Which do you believe in?
I believe that we can have a combination of both. We don't need as many police officers responding to certain calls for mental health issues. We need more ways and more solutions to those problems with mental health and calls that police don't need to respond to, such as social workers can respond to, and hospice chaplains, and all kind of people that can respond to certain issues.
I know
And we've seen it in around the country. People have defunded the police.
You've talked a lot about de-escalation. We know that you and what can be done in those ways as a community advocate here, and especially so over the last couple of months, 11 months to be exact. And we know you're working with the community about this. What and where will we see you next?
I'm working for the Black Engagement Committee for the Maricopa Democratic Party, and so you'll see me more in the political realm, because protesting should lead to power and progress. And so we're going to cultivate leaders and run for office.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Pastor Warren Stewart Jr., be well, be safe.
You too.